You're listening to the Bathtub Refinishing Podcast. Powered by BathTubGuys Refinishing. We discuss the refinishing industry, interview owners and operators, and give tips to business owners and entrepreneurs. Now, here's your host, Daniel Montalvo.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. It's your boy, Daniel. You already know what it is, man. We're here back at it with another legit podcast. You guys know that meme? And some of you guys who've been online for a while, like I have, probably recognize that meme. But hope you guys are doing well, man. Tightening my microphone here because it's like kind of loose. There you go. So today, guys, I'm going to be talking about, first, I want to cover some stuff that I haven't done enough of, but shout out to my team here in Orlando, especially, but everyone who's doing Bathtub Guy stuff, man. You guys are awesome. I'm very, very proud of all of you. But shout out to the technicians over here, in particular, Santiago. But I always run down the list: Ralph, Jafet, Steve, who is going to eventually run a location, who moved away, but he went back up to Massachusetts, so that's going to be cool. Daniel, our new guy, another Daniel. Tyler. All of my technicians are stellar, but we've been really honing in with Tubcast and tinkering and getting it to be the best version of itself. I'm the type of guy, and I've said this time and time again, where instead of trying to find every reason to not make something work or to avoid change, I implement something and try to perfect it. I saw the benefits of what this product could do for our company, and instead of whining like a little baby about well, it's not quite that, it's not quite this. The benefits, number one, are for the technicians, that they don't have to inhale dangerous fumes and chemicals anymore, so it's safer for them. That's the number one consideration. I care about my guys' safety more than I care about, in all honest, a glass-like finish. But even with that, like I said, I am very thankful because we are getting this stuff down to a science where we've already had mass improvements from the first version of Tubcast. You guys probably saw back in the days with the videos of me and John and Alex and everything. It is like a night and day difference. Shout out to Casey McDonald over at TubTest, who has his guys using it for several projects too. They really have it dialed in. But shout out to our tech Santiago, who's here, one of our Orlando technicians, who really is kind of leading the charge in making sure everyone fully understands how to get this thing the best version of itself. And that just comes from experience, guys. He was a true, and still is a true, spray guy, can spray like no one's business. But the biggest thing is he understands coatings, understands why they work, and has tried a bunch of different coatings. So when he got his hands on this, he thought of every reason to make it work, again, for the health implications. He has young children, and he's got this stuff to lay out like glass while being rolled. It is fantastic. I put a picture on screen for you guys so you guys can take a look at it, but it even shocks me sometimes, and because I like I said, I believe in the product and I believe in everything that we're doing here. But that doesn't mean that just because we see a limitation in the moment, that we're not going to actively try and resolve it or try and make it better, right? So when we saw the struggles in the beginning with the product of some of the finish stuff that mostly refinishers complained about, in all honesty, because I've said this time and time again, we do residential work all the time. We do high-end commercial work all the time. And nobody cares about the slight little orange peel thing except for the refinishers. But the strides we've made with primer, with application techniques, roller types, it is night and day from what you guys saw when you guys first saw the initial rollout of Tubcast. And the new stuff we're doing, just honing in on it, being more strategic, and kind of the application process has it is perfection now. It is so close. The naked eye can't even tell. I've gone to jobs where I follow up on the guys, and I do unannounced visitation because I don't want the guys to know which jobs I'm going to go look at. I do random QC, and I've gone to some of our higher end properties in particular, but even some houses and stuff. And I am shocked by the results that we're getting. It is just amazing. And shout out to the team. I couldn't be happier to have a set of guys who, aside from just doing the work obviously we pay them well and everything. We treat our guys as good as possible, as fair as possible. But aside from that, they have the foresight and the brain power to like keep trying to better, the process, because they want to do the best job possible. And I really appreciate them not just going and turning their brain off when they go and do these jobs, to actually actively be problem solving and thinking of ways to improve it, because that helps us all improve. You know what I mean? I couldn't be happier. I'm very happy with the set of guys that we have, and as we grow, like I see the result is consistent. It's coming out better and better every time. We're able to charge more for it, and that translates to the guys obviously getting paid better, not having to do as many jobs in a day to get paid well. Like what I really want, and what my end goal is for my technicians in particular, and this is something that I recommend a lot of you guys start thinking about aside from your personal goals, right? Like if you run a service business and you have technicians, you need to start thinking about like what you can do for them to keep them around, right? It's a lot, even with roll on, where you could kind of run a revolving door business because it is a lot easier than spray to pick up. Um, there is still something to be said about good guys who are loyal. Those guys, those are things that, like, traits that are hard to come by. So start thinking about ways that you can, maximize, your revenue, but without having to kill your team and overwork them. And what we've done, frankly, is we have set up a badass sales system, a badass upsell system with our service packages and a bunch of different offerings to get our average ticket up now over 35% year over year for where we were last year for the last couple months that we've implemented the system. Our average ticket is up 35%. All of that is because we've implemented these changes in systems. People trust our brand. We're not just in one place. We have 7 locations. And on top of that, our technicians are actively good people who are trying to do the best job possible. And that's amazing. So, and then shout out to Joel and Moshe from they're from New York, and they have their reglazing company, Advanced Reglazing. They came over here for training. Well, Joel came, and man, I couldn't be happier with how that went. Santiago's the one that trained them, got them hands on, and I spoke about this briefly last week on the last podcast, but they really got to see like what's possible with a roll application, not just like finish wise, but the health implication, time and material and saving and all of that. So shout out to all you guys, man. It's November. We're getting close to Thanksgiving, and the Thanksgiving episode is gonna air. It's gonna air. I'm gonna record it early in the week, and it's gonna air next week on Thanksgiving as planned. But I did want to give thanks to my team. Couldn't ask for a better team. And thankfully, with our systems and processes, man, we're able to add people to the team and have them start being performers right away. And we couldn't be happier. So shout out to all of y'all, man. I'm excited. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, number one, is it's not completely super set in stone yet, but it looks like we're adding a new location soon. I will reveal that soon, but I'm very, very, very excited about this. We worked out a deal, and for those of you who want to lock down a BathTubGuys location, I think it is the most effective way. It is the plan that we had from the beginning, and I know that for a lot of people who are listening are probably like, well, the back and forth, and then can I just buy it, and can I make it part of my brand? Look, you could just buy it. You obviously have to come through me, because I'm BathTubGuys has the exclusivity to the product, but you could. But the thing is, with the brand altogether is, I think, the ultimate package. And I don't think I've done a good enough job. So briefly, I'll touch on that before I get to more of the fun stuff. I know this is, some of you guys, this is like just talking Tubcast stuff, and I'm sorry, but I think it's important because I get asked about it a lot. So, one of the things to keep in mind, right, is, and I've said this before, but I think this is the best way to put it. When you join and you license the BathTubGuys name, you are basically getting a turnkey operation, turnkey systems and processes, right? It is akin or similar to a franchise. It's not a franchise or a partnership or anything like that, but you are licensing our name, our brand, our logos, systems, processes, software, sales systems. You're going to have a direct line to me. And on top of that, you get the product, Tubcast. And, for the guys that I have lined up to do this next location launch, which I think is going to be huge. I'm very excited about going into this market. One of the things that for me, when I explained it to them, it really resonated. And I want to share with you guys is, look, man, think of it like this, right? Like, the Air Jordans are made in the same factory as the Shaqs half the time, right? But people buy Air Jordan. Why? Because of the brand. And I think that one of the things that, anyone could use any product in their company, and that's fine. Heck, you could use Tubcast in your company, and that's fine. But there is something to be said about being the only game in town that is Bathtub Guys exclusive to this product. And by the way, our entire brand is built off of this product. And then on top of that, it's, not built off this product, but built with this product in mind. And on top of that, it is a complete package system where you don't have to go and worry about how am I going to advertise? That's already been thought of for you when we have an outline to follow. How much is this supposed to cost? Well, we will run the ads for you. You fund them. And we have a proven ad system that works in 7 completely different states with varying demographics. It's going to work for you. How do I do commercial sales? Well, we already have all that outlined. Like all these things take into consideration. And then instead of just being an individual trying to kind of find your path in the industry, you are now part of a team that's all doing the same thing with one goal in mind, and that is to progress the industry forward and do something that hasn't been done. So I'm going to leave it there. But when I told them that really resonated with them and made them excited and made them pretty much just see a lot more of the value in the brand side of things, which, like, for me from the beginning, it wasn't just like, trust and believe me, man. I know how it sounds, but like I could care less if I have 1,000 locations or 20 locations. But if I'm gonna be honest, I am one of the very, very, very small handful of people in the entire bathtub refinishing industry who puts his face out there, whose brand is very, very closely tied to his personality, right? So like everyone associates Bathtub Guys with me. And so if I'm going to let you use the product, in my eyes, it is an extension of Bathtub Guys. And if you're going to do all that, why not benefit from this thing that I've built? Like, I think it would be a smarter business play. And frankly, for you, for the individual, and frankly, it would set you up for success greater to be able to say, I'm with Bathtub Guys of whatever town, Tennessee, and with us here, like, we're part of a bigger operation with, 8 locations, and, we have systems and processes that everyone follows, and we're the only ones that do this way. No one else does. I think that sets you apart in the market like nothing else can, and it speaks volumes. People are afraid of people not honoring their warranties, or why should I pay more for you? And at the end of the day, what it comes down to is most of the time people pay more for the brand. So I just want to throw that out there. We'll keep it moving though, so we're not on that too much. But today I want to talk about building brand and the distinction that I think comes with it. Like, I think a lot of people, and I talked about this before, but I'm going to come at it from a different angle today. Brand versus marketing, branding versus marketing, what it is. When you market, you are letting people know that you exist. When you are branding, you are letting people know that they shouldn't forget about you. You're making it impossible for them to forget about you. You're becoming an institution. That's the goal. You're trying to ingrain yourself so heavily into people's minds, into culture, into whatever it is. These are just examples. But that when someone thinks of that thing, they think of you. For example, and I bring this one up, cell phones. When you think cell phones, who do you think about? You think about Apple 99% of the time. When you think about smartphones. When you think about smartphones, you also think of Android, but most of the time, like, Apple's brand is associated with an industry. And I want my brand to be associated with the industry. When someone sees bathtub refinishing, I want them to think bathtub guys. I want that association built, but it doesn't always start that way, right? Like marketing is like running ads, going out door knocking, doing all that thing, and people kind of getting first wind of you. But when you become a brand, in reality, and I think this happens more so than not, it is a kind of a combination of you as the business owner, you as the face of the company's what I guess the best way to put it is a combination of your personality and individuality, and then hand in hand with branding and marketing, where the weirdest thing happens is that you kind of propel beyond just a company. It is a very hard thing to explain, but I think that it's like another level of prestige in a way, where people look at your company and they think of you and the company, and the trust is built there. And that goes back to what I was saying of like, you're making it so that when you're marketing, you're making it so people are aware of you. When you build a brand, you're making it so that they can't forget you. And I think that that is a very, very important thing. And how do you do that? By being kind, by delivering quality work, by standing behind it, by showing your fucking face. Um, I I'm sorry for people who don't do it, but you are like messing up hard. An easy way to gain people's trust is to show a face behind the curtain. A lot of people are used to shady contractors who don't honor stuff. I mean, it happens to us all the time where I I don't like. I don't talk about it a lot, but the hiccups do happen. It's not every day. It's not every week even, but every now and then something happens. Let's say a guy forgot to pull off a piece of masking somewhere, and we have a homeowner call us in about it. And a lot of the times they're like freaked out that like, oh, are you sure he's going to come back? Like, every time I've had an issue with a contractor, they don't come back. And then, I haven't even seen you guys. I haven't even met. Like, sometimes putting deposits down. I don't even know you. Like, how am I going to give you a deposit? You haven't even done the job. And, luckily for us at Bathtub Guys, one of the easiest ways we can instill trust is by number one, picking up the phone. That works, talking to people. But I link them to social media. I tell my sales team, link them social media and show them that a human being is representing this brand. And there is no way that like I'm gonna let my personal my face, you know what I mean, be tarnished over, not going and taking off a piece of tape, or like robbing people's deposits like some weirdos out there do. And so when it comes down to it, moral of this little segment is think of ways that that you can become unforgettable and undeniable in your market. Think of ways that you can stand out, aside from all the other marketing and business stuff, more so that they remember your company and you together tied as a bigger thing, and make it so that they can't not think of you, man. When they think of tub refinishing, if you're a tub refinisher, they should think of you. If you're a carpenter, they should think of you. You should be held to a prestige, and it's crazy, but being a brand does not mean being a Fortune 500 company either. Being a brand on a local market, I always look at Danny Garcia at Alliance Bath, like in his area, like he is really, really respected. He is like the Apple of the bathtub refinishing industry in his market. I mean, you can poo-poo it and knock it down all you want if that's what you want to do, but it's just true. Like they're like when people choose him, they're like, no, I chose Alliance, and I don't mind paying more. I chose them. And our clients here, no, we use Bathtub Guys. What are you doing? Like, no, like they won't. They don't even entertain other people because you treat them so well and do such a good job. And you've kind of superseded just being a business. And at that point, building that brand equity and becoming like a bigger deal in your area where, again, man, it's harder to knock down an institution. That's why people want to build them. Is like if you're a one-man show, sorry to break it to you, but you're another one-man show away from just you're another one-man show away with some balls to grow his business to just being irrelevant. I have seen a lot of bathtub refinishing companies come and go in the Orlando market. Let me tell you something right now, as fucked up as it sounds. I'm a businessman at heart, and I I respect my competitors. I love all of you. I love everyone in this industry. But part of it warms my heart when I'm playing the business game and I see kind of one by one companies come and go and see that they are running ads, but they can't run ads as good as I do. And then they just stop, and then eventually their business becomes irrelevant when a new player that's a big deal in other places comes in here and thinks that they're just going to stomp all over my market, and they don't understand that it's deeper than that. That, like, no, like, we are an institution in this area, and that is our intention going forward. Ties into what I said in the beginning, though, about, why join Team Bathtub Guys? Why do I need a Bathtub Guys location? An institution is harder to shake. You can blow down a building that's built with straw, dude, but when it's made out of steel and stone and cement, like, it is a lot harder. When there's 10 to 15 locations, the odds of something going wrong uh tend to be less so, you know what I mean, in a catastrophic way where you go out of business. It is a lot less likely for that to happen because I've probably been through every possible scenario in my now 8 years doing this, that I can make sure that you don't have to make the same mistake. We've learned from all that. So build a brand, build an institution, become immovable in your market. We're going to talk some Bathtub Guy stuff. Shout out to Texas, cousin Julian, man, who runs Alt Up in Town, Orlando. That's his company. But running Bathtub Guys Jacksonville and 2 locations in Texas, San Antonio, Austin. Soon to be adding a 3rd in Dallas, which that's going to be good. Mind you, that location opened in like mid-July, and it has already produced over $250,000 in sales. Why? Because they joined Team Bathtub Guys, and it is a great market, and we have connects in places. So when someone starts in a market, run ads, do the whole thing. But when an opportunity presents itself for me to, have work in a different place, if you're in there and your location is there, I will give you the work to go and do. So again, it ties into everything, but shout out to them. Also, shout out to Bathtub Guys Tampa, killing it. I think they're doing like 50 to 60K a month in revenues, which is amazing, awesome. Very, very happy with their output too and what they're doing. Everyone is killing it. Jacksonville's killing it. Julian's looking for 2 guys over there. So if anybody needs work, like a job kind of a thing, in Jacksonville or wants to sub, Bathtub Guys Jacksonville's looking for people. And yeah, man, we're excited to get everything going. But those are just some updates. How long have I been doing this? We're 22 minutes in already. I'm trying to keep the podcast a little bit shorter, but I will share a little bit of let's see, what can I talk about? The thing with these is that in reality, man, like, half of my time, I guess this is a thing to talk about. Half of my time is doing things that, like, I can't yet talk about until they're built because there's not really much to talk about. These are like active negotiations, but like new businesses we're starting, so adding more Bathtub Guys locations, things like that. And then on top of that, like, some negotiation stuff that I'm pretty sure that people wouldn't want out there until, like, we talk about it. But like most of my time's kind of with that. I do think it's funny though when my friends over there from New York, when Joel came over here, he asked me, he's like, so, like, what do you do all day? And I'm like, this, like, yeah, I just kind of, like, when someone comes to train, I take them to a job site and I talk a little shit with them and then move on to the next, or do social media or do podcasts. Like, I don't know if you guys understand, like, the type of freedom that can be afforded to you by joining, kind of the thing we're doing, man. It in my business, I've been at this since 2018, so it's about to be 8 years. And the one thing I can tell you for sure is that I wouldn't be doing, like, I'd rather do this than do anything else. I just had a kid, our baby's about to be 3 months old, and this is affording me flexibility and time that is, like, precious moments you don't want to miss. And I guess I want to talk to the one man shows out there who, like, are comfortable Um, again, love all you guys. And if you really love the craft and you want to do it till the day you die, so be it. But for those of you who want more out of your business, your life, your relationships, want to be present for your children, want to have time to be around your children, and that's what's holding you back from maybe pulling the trigger and trying for kids. Um, this, what we're doing with Bathtub Guys and what we're doing with helping businesses and doing roll on, it's like an all-encompassing thing. You're doing a safer process. So while you're doing the work and building it up, you're going to be doing it safer. We don't want people, like, to be honest with you, we don't want you to be a one-man show if you're going to join our team. We want you to run a location and be able to sit back and enjoy your life while you have people doing the work for you. A lot of you guys have been one-man shows so long that you haven't even stopped to like see if the grass is greener. And let me tell you, like, it is. Like, it is. Like, I'd much rather make up stuff to do, whether it be like expanding my business because I have time and leverage that other people don't have, or go on here and talk shit about bathtub refinishing on a podcast, or go and make social media content, or hell, even be able to take a week off knowing that when I come back, my business didn't self-explode because I have systems built for all that stuff. Like, you guys who are one-man shows who want more and eventually want a way out of the field, it might be time to start looking this way and start, thinking about how to get your hands on a Bathtub Guys location. I see some of you guys, man, mid 40s, 50s, and I get it. You're not that old yet. You're getting up there. Frankly, I'm 27, so got you beat. But I'm playing, obviously. But like some of you guys who are older, like I legitimately have concern for some of you guys. I talk to you guys a lot. I know a lot of you are pessimistic and probably think I'm full of shit, but like, on top of me, like, yeah, I'm trying to sell you on a vision, but I'm trying to sell you on a vision that's going to help you. If the shoe was on the other foot, I'd take this kind of thing all day long, right? But for me, like, I've always been a little bit more introspective about my future and my goals and what I want to do in life. And when it comes down to it, dude, like, I'd rather be part of a team, and I'd rather be part of an institution because they're harder to move. And I want you guys who have something more to give or want something more for yourself, for your family, for your business, to consider, man, getting a Bathtub Guys location. I'll talk to you guys briefly about it. You pay for training, then you get a location, and there is a royalty that's worked out where, in order to use our to license our branding and all of our systems, you pay a small license fee, but you get the product, and you will have credibility tomorrow. If you start a location tomorrow, you have credibility tomorrow. You're going to be added to the website. Ads are going to be kick-ass. Everything's going to be working. And you're going to have pretty much a turnkey system ready to go when you get this thing cracking. I think it's a really good solution. I see too many of bathtub refinishers in their old age. One of them, like, I'm not going to name names. He reached out to me, and this guy is in his late 60s and spraying bathtubs, has a giant book of business, can't hire people. And like, when I told them, like, well, I can sell you product, but honestly, you should make a Bathtub Guys location out of it and just sit back and watch the money pile up. He was like, well, I don't think I'm interested in doing that. People know my company or whatever. I'm sorry to break it to you, bro, but people don't know your company. It's just you. It's just you. And for those of you guys, it's just you. That's okay. But just know it's always going to be just you. Like, if you've been doing this for 3 decades and you don't have people doing the work for you already, I'm sorry, but I doubt it's going to happen for you. Look, I've been doing this for less than 10 years as far as owning the business. And I don't have to do it. Like, I don't have to do it. And I feel bad for those people, because part of it is a little bit of like, they're a little bit more narcissistic about their situation than the reality is. But another part of it too is I guess it ties in, but like a little bit of it to me is like ego too, where it's like, well, my company. It's like, well, dude, here's the thing, and here's the reality. Your company is you when it's just you. And if you've been doing this for 3 decades and it's still just you, it might be time to just start considering other things, is all I'm saying. It's not to put down small businesses. It's not to put down, like, I'm a small business still, you know what I mean? But it's not to put down small one-man operations. If you're starting and you're grinding and you really believe that you're going to build this thing huge, then do it. But I'm getting at like the bigger picture here, people who like who have been in the game forever and still haven't done anything worthwhile. So, yeah, man, one day I'd like for you guys to be able to walk away from it and not have to worry, is what I'm saying. But anyway, guys, that is it for now. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye. Thanks for sitting through my rants.
You've been listening to the Bathtub Refinishing Podcast. If you liked what you heard, be sure to keep up with the Bathtub Guys on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, or visit BathTubGuys.com for more. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.